Hey there flosstube, welcome back to my channel. It is flosstube number 34. I've got it written down as 34, so I hope that's correct. It is grey today, really wet, and I am so warm in here. The heating's not even on, and I am just, yeah. You're all probably wondering if I finished the blanket, but we're going to save that for the end. This week has been crazy, obviously because I said I wanted to finish the blanket by Friday, and I gave it a really good go, you know. Every spare second I had, I think I did a couple of rows, and in between doing jobs and stuff, it was pick it back up, do another couple of rows, and I'll show you at the end whether I managed to get it finished. Considering I've spent a lot of time on that blanket, I actually managed to get a bit of stitching, you know, tucked in here and there. So I've got, I think, 4 pieces I've worked on so far this week. So we will, it is 34, Ellie's just been and checked. We will crack straight on, because I haven't been super busy doing anything else this week, apart from getting that blanket finished. I've got a bit of a wheeze, I do apologise. Yeah. So apart from stitching and blanket, I haven't really done much else. So the first thing I'm going to show you that I worked on this week is the Linen and Threads Mystery Sampler. And I've got no glare today because it's dull and wet and it's great. So this was September's, so you had all of this in the dark red. That tree was part of it. I wasn't sure, but now I've gone into it. It is. So all of that was September's. And I actually sat down and got on with it the other day. I think it was between rows on my blanket, you know, when you just need that break, because I'd been on it like hours, I think, at that point. So I just put it down for a little while. And I like this because it is something you can just get out in between. Let me just kind of fold this up a little bit. And it goes so fast as well. I think I'd already done that, but then I cracked on. I possibly had already done that as well. So it was this and then the rest of this. So that's all of September's done. So October's, sorry, only came out yesterday. That's downloaded already and waiting to go. And I can't wait because it's a big patch up here, I think. I've got to check that now because I've doubted myself. Part number 10. Yes. See, this is October's. So it's all of this up here, which seems quite a big patch, really. And I like Linen and Threads. It changed. Sorry, the colour changed. You can see my telly. It shouldn't be on. When you go into each month, you can see, there you go, you can see the dark bit is the bit that you've got to do this month. All this is like previous months, but then you get an even lighter, when my phone decides to stop changing colours, you get an even lighter patch here, which shows you which was the previous one. So yeah, that'll be next month's. That's downloaded and ready to go. I've just got to print it off. So as a whole, just put it on pattern keeper, I'll pull one up. It's looking amazing. So now you know this is the right edge, left edge. It's awkward when you're behind it, but it's looking good. Let's turn it away from the window a bit. It's dull, but it's really bright. It's weird. So you know how wide it's going to be as well. And I can't wait to finish it. It's looking amazing. I've even thought about stitching it again, but like changing it up a bit this time. We'll see. We'll see. It's not like I haven't got enough to do anyway, is it? So that's that one. So I'm actually on top of that one now and I'm not behind. That makes a change. Okay, I've got all my hair in my face. The second thing I worked on is, I'm not even going to show you that one on there because I've got the paperwork in here. This one is Pandemic, which was a long job samplers chart. By the way, I forgot to say, the Linen and Threads is stitched on 20 count, 2 over 1, I believe, full cross. I don't know why I've just zipped that up and put it away. This is it anyway, the Long Dog Samplers. It was free back in the end of June, beginning of July, I believe. Pretty big one for a freebie at the time, because I think it's like priced at 27 now. Anyway, considering I have been busy, I have to get, oh yeah, that way, it's okay. Get disorientated when I pull them out, I never know which way is up. I now have page 2 completed. I think there's just a couple of stitches here that are on page 1, but it's all looking good. I put off, there's a strand, I put off doing this because, as silly as it sounds, I don't mind backstitch, but I'm not a lover of backstitch. So let me get this a bit closer to you guys. So hopefully you guys can see and it focuses a bit better with me at the picture. Nope. No, it just wants to be silly. Most of this was backstitch. You had these dark patches which were normal stitches, and then you had all this backstitch around the outside and a bit of backstitch in the middle, and then these. So I put it off for a while just because I'm not a fan of backstitch. I'll do it and I don't mind it, but if I can get away with it, I probably won't. So anyway, that's page 2 completed. So that's all. Have you touched yours this week? I can't remember. You haven't, have you? No, I don't need it out. It's okay. Thinking ahead. Trying anyway. That, of course, is stitched on 22 count, 1 over 1 full cross. I actually put in 197 stitches on that to finish the page. I don't know how many stitches on the linen and threads. I didn't count, which was silly really, but it happens. What else? Riley's. The next one is this one from Tilton Crafts. Now I get the glare, that's good. Let's tilt it down a bit. That's a bit better. You can see my paperweight now. It's the Avengers from Tilton Crafts. I think it's actually called Endgame. Now, I've never been able to put a link to this because I can't find one. I've been back on the website several times and I just can't find it. Otherwise, you know, I'd put the link down below for it. I tried to put the link for everything else. Now, Riley's. This has been my sit in bed, mindless stitch. I think I told you that last week. I marked all the squares that were just complete black. So I've still got all of these to do. Even Ali picked it up. She said, I don't want to do anything with a lot of colour changes. Do you mind? No. So she got on with it as well. So I've got to finish this square right here. I've actually done a couple of squares that obviously weren't full. I've done 687 stitches just in black this week. And I've still got, you know, 800 more just plain black, but I've still got like the squares down here that aren't full black, but they are a lot, and it's kind of huge. But that's the bottom, that's the top, so you know how tall it's going to be, but it's wider than it is tall. Strands everywhere. I don't think I've ever really sewn the sides over in one of my projects. So this is 18 count Ada that I just bought from AliExpress. Cost me about £7 something, I do believe. And it's slightly bigger than it needs to be, but that's that one. No, it doesn't want to. Thank you. The next one. Now this one I've not touched before, just because Ellie started it and she didn't like the fabric, so I carried it on. Well, I said I was going to carry it on and I never got round to it until today. So this is the freebie on Heaven and Earth Designs website called Maui Princess. And she's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Now all I've done is 190. So all I've been doing... Let's move that out the way. I've just been filling in these blues. So I've done 190 because there was already 10 stitches in that one. And I'm actually loving this one. I've not touched it before, but it was all right this morning. when I remembered to put my glasses on, and now I have the start of a headache because I was stupid and didn't. Anyway, that's it for my stitching. Now Ellie's, she's done a little bit. The first one she's worked on is this one from Owl Forest Embroidery, which is the Emerald City. I think it was a sale last year. It's actually up as a freebie now. So she's been working on this house right here. Pass her over. It's looking good now, actually. She laughs, but it is. Excuse me. So she has done quite a bit. That light keeps changing. She has done quite a bit more. She's been filling in. I think she started today here. She came down up yesterday. Okay, she corrected me. And then she did all up this side and the roof. And then she started these dark brown colours. She did actually say yesterday, whoops. And I said, what have you done? She said, I've just filled in all these 3 lines in that one colour. She said, and I've realised that there's one stitch right there that's meant to be a darker colour because it's the door handle. She says, I'm not undoing it, I'm going to stitch over it. So she did. Oh dear, I don't blame her because I think she was already over this side and going right down here. No, I wouldn't undo all that either. But it looks all right. How many was it we said you'd done? I said, wait, you counted.
238.
You can say it a bit louder. 238 anyway. You don't mind speaking any other time. Come on. Okay. The next thing she's worked on was her linen and threads January's. She hasn't done many.
I didn't feel like working.
I'll show you what it looks like. Linen and threads, number 1. It's a good job I've still got them all. 10. So she's been working 3 in large on January, which is 4. How many stitches did you manage? Go on.
38.
Just 38. But wow, I don't think she likes holding it, and I think that's the problem. But she doesn't like flipping the project in her frame either. Just laziness. So she's been carrying on. I assume you've been carrying on that bit there, haven't you? So she's been carrying on this big section inside the star thing.
And you've done 3 rows.
But every stitch counts, doesn't it? You know, it's 1 stitch towards. I still haven't pulled that thread back through. I keep saying I'll find out where it's from and I'll pull it back through. Yeah. And then I only remember when it comes to Fridays and I do the floss tube that it's still there. Anyway, that's both of those. I stitched on 14 count white Ada, just what I had an abundance of. That's it stitching wise. Neither of us has done any, I'm surprised I did as much as I did, to be perfectly honest with you. What with the blanket taking off. Excuse me. You're all wanting to know, aren't you? Did I succeed? Did you just shake your head then?
No.
Well, thread. We'll say yes and no. Okay?
Cute. Looks cute.
I know it does.
Oh.
I did ask my son, what colour do you want me to do the name? Without asking Courtney, because Courtney has no idea that I've done this. He said, well, baby blue is her favourite colour, which is a good job, it's a boy then. And yellow is her next. And I went, you do realise it's Winnie the Pooh, don't you? He says, yeah, it'll be okay. So we've left it at that. But anyway, yes, I have finished the blanket. And we're kind of go, wait, we're kind of doing...
Wait, you done the border?
Yeah, I've put a couple of rows of border on it as well. Okay, I can no longer see... Oh, hey. I'm trying. My arms just aren't long enough. So when I spoke to you last week, I'd only just started this row of black right here on his feet. No, the other foot, because that's lower. I'd started there. So in 7 days.
That's a lot.
Completed. Now, the no bit as to why I haven't finished it is because I haven't tied, I haven't sewn in all them ends.
There's so many.
Now, anyone who's been following me for a while knows I hate sewing in ends. I need to pay someone. Look, I finished this. You sew them in, I'll pay you. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. Once I sit down and get into it, I'm all right. I just get on with it. But it's the initial sitting down, grabbing the needle, and just starting. Once I've started, I will finish it. Not a problem. So, yes, one blanket is finished. Took a lot of effort, I won't deny, because I had to undo a few rows where I'd messed up.
You still need to undo that one.
But other than that, it is done. Just ends need sewing in. So that's that. And just to prove that it wasn't the old blanket, here it is. Here's the old one, and I even started undoing it because I ran out of blue and I was not going to buy a new ball just for the sake of, I think it was about 3 rows. So that's the old one. So it is going to be undone after all. It is what it is, isn't it, when you make these mistakes? I certainly won't be doing that again. I can reassure you won't. Anyway, as far as crafts goes, that's it. I haven't worked on anything else. I just have 2 little pieces of haul. One's not mine. One's Ellie's. I wanted something to, I'll show it on here. You know when you get the roll of fabric, all this extra fabric that you don't know what to do with? Well, I've seen a couple of people use, pull one out, I'll show that separate. I think they're called thread holders. They're like meant for your cotton spools, and you wrap that around to keep your thread. Ellie's been walking around with one on her finger for the last few days. She just likes playing with it. Now, I've stuck one on here. Sorry, thread. Now, what do I really think? They're okay. I mean, it's okay on here because this is something like 27 count, I think, and it's really soft, it's really flimsy, and it holds really well. So on softer fabric, I think it works okay. But when you've got, something like Riley's, and it's really, the fabric is really like, now she speaks. Yeah, like she said, the fabric is really bulky and it's hard. It doesn't hold at all, so I wouldn't recommend them unless you're going to use them on like linen or even weave that's really soft, because when you stick it on here, it pops right off. So they're a good thing, but not for my Ada projects. So I got 12 of those. I got multicolours. And all the blue ones have been nabbed because blue is Ellie's favourite colour. So she pinched all 3 blue ones. So it's a pack of 12 for something like £2. I think I'm still wheezing. Sorry, guys. Anyway, the second piece of haul is not mine. Ellie found this on AliExpress, and it is just a lovely little kit. It's actually a bookmark, and this is the one, you can tell it's been tipped. This is the one she chose. That's not focusing brilliantly because it wants to focus here.
It matches my name. It's an E.
Okay. Yeah. So she's this is only, I think,
£2.
just over £2, wasn't it? And you get 2 pieces of Ada. Took me a while to figure out why, because the one backs the first one when you've finished, so it kind of gives it a backing. But yeah, that took about 3 weeks.
About, yeah. 3, 4.
To get here. Took her a while to choose one as well, because there's quite a few. There's more than what it shows on there. and blue's her favourite colour, so that's what she went with in the end. So she now has a new project to start. She keeps umming and ahhing every day. Do I start it today or don't I? But other than that, that's it. Hopefully next week I'll get a bit more done now that the blanket's out the way. All I've got to do is sew in the ends. That'll take me an hour and a half maximum. So this week I should get more done. I am slowly chugging away on Riley's 310, as you've seen. So I'm going to carry on chugging away this next week on that. That'll probably be an upstairs job unless Ellie feels like doing some again this week. I think we've all been there, haven't we? Where we're fed up with colour changes and we just want to sit and mindlessly stitch something that's all one colour. You haven't got to think. There's no thought process involved at all. So yeah, I kind of get on with it. Fill your boots, and she did. So we'll see. She might do some more for me this week. Anyway, that's it from us guys this week. I don't think there's anything else to tell you either. No. So, I hope you guys had an amazing week. Hopefully you have an even more amazing weekend. We're going to try and get a fair bit of cross stitch done this week. I think I'm actually, now that the blanket's done, I'm going to pull out my fairytale one this week because I haven't touched it in it. She's applauding me there. Like, it has been 2, maybe 3 weeks since I touched it. I've just had a break, you know. It's necessary. So I might pull that out this coming week, as well as chugging away on Riley's. Hey, I might even get October's linen and threads done too. We'll see. So, thank you so much for watching, you guys. Leave me any comments or questions for me or for Ellie down in the comment section below. Links, as always, to any of the projects I've shown, apart from Riley's because I can't find it, will be in the description box. Yeah. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week, guys. Take care. Bye.